Welcome back. You're listening to Kingdom of Healing, 710 Radio, 22.9 Moth, Denver, Colorado. And in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we'll open up the lines if you want to call in, if you have any questions. And again, that telephone number is 626-709-6637. Again, 626-709-6637. If you're interested in any of the nutritional supplements, you can find them at kingdomofhealing.com. And if you have any questions, you can certainly send me an email at kingdomofhealing4u@yahoo.com. That's kingdomofhealing, the number 4, the letter U, at yahoo.com. So we want to go back here to depression, and let's see here. Went through the nutritional deficiencies as the number 1 cause. Number 2, toxicity. Number 3 cause that can be a root cause of depression is physical trauma and structural imbalances. And the 4th cause can be unresolved mental and emotional stress. Whatever illness that you're looking at, we need to get over the idea that giving the symptoms a name and treating the symptoms is a valid approach to healing. We need to get back to good nutrition. We need to get back to looking at better, more constructive things to do to become active. We need to get beyond the labels and look at which of these causes may be operating in the person's life. When we do this, physical, mental, and emotional symptoms will all improve. To begin the journey into mental health problems, we need to recognize the difference between the 3 different classes of mental health issues. First we have mood disorders such as depression and anxiety, learning disabilities. These are not debilitating issues. People who have them can still function. In fact, many are problems from which just about everyone can suffer from time to time throughout their life. Who hasn't felt a little depressed or anxious once in a while? That's normal. And it's just when this is something that seems to overwhelm your life and you can't seem to shake it. Unfortunately, in order to push their wares, the drug companies appear to be running these ordinary issues of mood and mental attitude into a disease. A child who is restless, bored, or fidgety at school is suddenly, tagged ADD or ADHD. A person who is socially shy or a bit anxious, so you don't want to get up there and sing in front of the class by yourself with no, musical accompaniment. Oh, yeah, well, you know what? You don't think that'll make you a little anxious? That's a normal reaction. But, a lot of times children who are socially shy or anxious, they want to tell them that they have a social anxiety disorder. People who are exhausted and run down from long-term stress or post-traumatic stress disorders, or that they have post-traumatic stress disorder if they're exhausted and run down. A good hard job with a good hard day's labor will make you fatigued and exhausted. The people who are rightfully down because of difficult experiences in life. All of these people do not need to be medicated. And it's not to downplay this either, that mood disorders aren't real. It's just that if a person is basically able to function in their life, they probably don't need drugs to get over mood problems. Maybe some counseling, a good ear from a friend, a good parenting, attention to basic health needs like nutrition, rest, exercise, usually will clear up mood disorders. The second category of mental health problems are those that are caused by actual destruction of the brain. Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's disease. These are caused by either physical or chemical change in the brain tissue, which result in the destruction of the brain cells. Much of this damage occurs from oxidative stress and inflammation in the brain. These diseases can be prevented by good nutrition and health practices. And this needs to be done, years before. I mean, yes, you'll get some improvement when you, get a diagnosis, and then, like I said before, you throw everything out of the refrigerator, you throw everything out of the cabinets, you clear out the freezer, you throw it all away, you start all over again. Everything's organic, everything's naturally raised, everything's hormone and chemical free, nutritional supplements, high amounts. When you're dealing with an illness, if you go buy, say for instance, a bottle of milk thistle, well, you want to maintain good liver health, so, this recommended amount on that bottle might be 1 twice a day. But if you're dealing with a liver disease, if you're now into a liver disease state, 1-2 times a day is a fly swatter effect. You're not going to take care of anything with 1-2 times a day. You need 5 to 7 times the amount of nutrition. So if 1-2 times a day is for the average person to maintain your health, and you're now at a disease crisis in a degenerative disease condition, hey, you're going to need 3 of those 3 times a day. You might need 4 of them 3 times a day. So that's where once, if you will quickly find when you do not have your health, you don't have anything. And that's where the tough get going. You're going to make those changes. You're going to do what you need to do. And it can be very overwhelming. It is, financially can be expensive. But hey, you know what? I'd rather pay for organic food and nutritional supplements than to be paying for your, whatever your deductible is, meeting that. And then you've got to come up with, all that other stuff,
Oh, yeah, it can get quite expensive.
Yeah, so you've got to, maybe you have to go see the doctor, and maybe it's $50, or if it's a chemo treatment, I don't know, maybe it's $100.
I go get an MRI or a CAT scan or something.
Yeah, it's like, no thanks. Spend your money elsewhere. Spend your money on yourself now. Start eating better. Take nutritional supplements. Okay, so back to this third type of mental health problems, where we get into, the second category, the Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's disease. These diseases can be prevented with good nutrition, antioxidants, detoxification. But once they occur, natural therapy will slow the deterioration down. But there is a possibility that it might be insufficient to be able to turn this health condition around. The third kind of mental health problems that we need to consider are those problems that there is no actual damage to the brain, but the person actually has a mental health problem, which they were born with. A genetic problem, a DNA problem, a chromosome problem. And these are the people that we usually have, been, they've been typed that they are, insane. They're people who suffer from schizophrenia, severe depression. Whatever the labels, you want to concoct and give to, name a symptom and give it a name. The bottom line here, it's really important to pay attention to the nutrients that you need to get into the body. And we'll go through some more supplements that can be used as well. The principles here at minimum is that sometimes there are conditions that are beyond psychotherapy. And we do need to look at taking in, juicing and organic foods, naturally raised meat. We don't want we don't want people to be feeling as though that they are doomed because of their disorders. Talking about root causes related to mental health problems, we're only going to be able to scratch the surface. Hopefully, with some of this information that I've given you, it gives you a starting point on what you need to address. Nutrition, like any other organ, the brain needs nutrients to function properly. If the brain isn't nourished properly, problems are going to occur. The brain needs carbohydrates for fuel. It needs protein. From protein, we get the amino acids. Went through some of those amino acids. You get them from eating protein. The proteins help to produce the neurotransmitters. And then you need good fats, the lecithin, the salmon oil, olive oil, butter, coconut oil. Those things are needed. Those fats are needed for the structure of the brain. The brain is comprised mainly of lecithin. Vitamins, minerals, other trace phytonutrients are needed for a variety of purposes. These also include antioxidants, which are needed to protect the brain from the inflammation and the oxidative damage that is done that creates the situations with the dementia, the Parkinson's disease, the Alzheimer's. Okay? One of the biggest nutritional problems that can affect the brain long term is hypoglycemia, low blood sugar. The brain uses sugar for fuel, and unlike other tissue, the brain takes up sugar without the aid of insulin. So the amount of sugar reaching the brain is completely